Welcome back, guys. Today we have something pretty different. We're going to be hopping on the YouTube bandwagon today, and we're going to be making one of these tier lists for top music videos, in my opinion, of 2019 so far. So the way that I'm breaking this down is I searched for rap music video, and then for the filters, I just searched by view count, and then I made sure to write down all of the music videos that were in 2019 so far that were above 15 million views. Now, originally, I had this list down to around 30, but that was taking up too much screen space, so we bumped it down to 20. I knocked off some videos, so if there's other videos you know that are in 2019 above 15 million views I didn't speak about, they either were cut out or they just weren't in the search pool that I looked up. So on the right here we have our 20 video selections, and then we also have our names with the numbers if you'd like to match up to know exactly what video it is. And another thing I want to mention before we start this, I'm gonna have the Photoshop file for this tier list down below if you guys would like to make your own video talking about this topic and using the same kind of setup that I got going on here. So if you're interested in that, down in the description. But anyways, let's go ahead and start. So I think we're going to start probably the worst and work our way up. Number one video that stands out to me to be F tier is probably Azzyland Money. So that's going to go in F tier. And the reason why it's so bad, in my opinion, so this is Azzyland Money, pretty much just typical YouTuber music video. If it was just this guy in the video instead of the girl, obviously it would probably be less than 1,000 views. So one video that definitely deserves S tier is the new Lil Dicky Earth music video that just dropped, because A, crazy he was able to get all those features for a good cause. In terms of views, it did well. Every dollar was donated from that video. Awesome animation, and definitely one of the stronger music videos going into 2019. So definitely S tier for Earth. All links to these full videos will be down in the description, of course, if you want to check it out yourself if you haven't seen any of these music videos. But like I said, pretty cool animation. Lil Dicky's music videos are usually top notch. Third video, we're gonna go with number 20 right here, which is Oliver Tree Hurt. Now, a lot of you may have seen this, but a lot of you may not have seen this, and this is a really amazing music video. This, in my opinion, deserves S tier. They pulled off lots of really interesting shots, like him here. There's actually behind the scenes of this whole video where they showed how it was made. For him talking out of there, he's actually being towed by a truck. There's some other cool, crazy stuff going on in here, like this camera angle strapped to his chest that we'll talk about later with some of the cool Bennett projects. You got a tank in the video. The visual effects are super insane, and Oliver Tree's personality just kind of makes for really interesting visuals. So definitely check out Hurt. Check out some of his other videos. So let's start knocking off some of the ones that I think should be lower. So we're going to go ahead and give number 10, which is choppa Shoutout Flow. I'm going to give that probably I'm going to go ahead and put that as an E, and the reason why I'm doing that is color isn't too crazy, the idea isn't too crazy. The reason why I do put it above an E is because it has a lot of energy in the video, which is great. Views on the video for the quality of the video definitely is on the lower end. Just because I ranked it on the lower end doesn't mean it's a bad video at all. I mean, if you look at the company of the other videos we're ranking this with, a lot of them are pretty high budget, high production. This obviously was super low budget, so this is going to go into E. So next up, we're going to go ahead and take Post Malone Wow, and I'm gonna rank that at D tier. And the reason why I'm ranking that at D is because it's more of like a tour visual kind of music video than a thought out high production video. Just because Post Malone is so big, the video got tons and tons of views, which is why it was able to make it onto this list. But in terms of the music video itself, it's just nothing too crazy. So let's swing back over to some of the higher viewed and higher budget music videos, like the Cardi B stuff. Let's start with Cardi B and Bruno Mars' Please Me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this at a C, maybe a B. And the reasoning for this is probably, I would say, a B. In terms of the video, they kept it simple, but they had a good enough idea that worked well with both of the artists, as well as looked good visually, but it was nothing crazy creative. It was nothing super out of the way that deserves a lot more extra credit. The cinematography, of course, really good production on it. So the basis of it, we have good cinematography, like I said, and it's basically Bruno Mars in a diner, sees Cardi B walk in with all her friends. It's basically a dance video with good music video lighting. So pretty simple. Like I said, it works well for the type of song. It works well for the artist, and I think it works well for getting views. Now let's move on to the second in the views list, which is 21 Savage, A Lot. Music video I liked a lot. The cinematography, in my opinion, was beautiful. The symbolism in the video was really good. The imagery, the story behind all of the people's lives that related to the song. I think that's the definition of a really good music video. Now I'm trying to think of whether I should put this at A tier or S tier. I'm gonna go ahead and say A. Reason why I'm gonna put it at A and not at S tier is just because the video itself, I think, is kind of slow a little bit. You really have to sit down and watch it all the way through to fully digest everything. With this Hurt music video, there's a lot more craziness going on that kind of draws you in more. But like I said, the symbolism, the cinematography, everything about this music video is really, really good. And I'm pretty on the fence between this and this being A and S. Moving on to number 16. So around the 19 million view point, we're going to talk about A$AP Rocky, Kids Turned Out Fine. Now, A$AP Rocky has some of the best music videos in the game. I've talked about them in so many different tutorials. I'm going to go ahead and put this one at a C tier. I made a full breakdown on this video alone if you're more interested on the technical behind it. There's some simple animation in the video. Cinematography is good. There's this really cool sequencing throughout it, just like this, using masking, using motion control, and it just flows really, really well. So it has this uniqueness about it. And you know what? Even coming back and watch this, I think I might bump it up to a B just because it is such a unique kind of idea going through this and how it all worked together and flows so perfectly together. Another video that's going to go and get a B, close to a C, is the Racks on Racks video by Lil Pump, directed by Brother. Really, the only reason this is getting a B is just because it's directed by Brother, and they're one of the best directors out there. I don't think it's one of their super standout videos, but in terms of Brother quality, they have a unique style with the editing. The production is amazing, of course. A lot of stuff going on, pretty crazy. No story behind it, but obviously there's no story behind the music either, so it does fit the visual well. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and put this at B. Also, shout out to my man Peter here in this music video. He helped me shoot behind the scenes for my most recent music video. That BTS video is going to be dropping soon as well. So moving on back to this, we got DaBaby Suge, and this, in my opinion, deserves an A tier. Reasoning for this is because the style of video just fits the music and the personality perfectly, in my opinion, for this video and the other videos that Real Goats and DaBaby has put out. So let's take a look at this, and like I said, perfect style, and the reasoning for this is just the treatments are really good, the comedic style behind it. They're able to pull off a lot that just adds a lot more depth to the music, and it makes it super enjoyable to watch and super shareable, super viral. It's not just setting up a bunch of lights, forming the song, having cool locations. It's really a lot more than that. You have that comedic element to it. You have story behind it. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in these videos, so definitely check this out if you've never seen this. Like I said, link down below. Next up, we got Boogie Rainy Days featuring Eminem. So number 17 at the current views list, so under the 19 million views point, mainly of course because of Eminem, but the reason why I like this video and the reason why I'm going to go ahead and put this at a C tier, the normal build set in a studio, but just kind of takes it to the next level. The way they actually designed the set, I think, in my opinion, looks really cool. And then the red version looks super sick as well. Just the color, the art design behind everything. They really put a lot of detail into what you're going to be seeing visually. Not only that, but as we move forward, and for Eminem's parts, whenever he's performing in this kind of dark green room, it just fits perfectly, especially when these VFX storm clouds come in, all this craziness starts happening in the background. I'm planning on making a tutorial to make these storm clouds kind of flickering and maybe rebuild the set. I know Cinecom has actually made a tutorial on that, but I want to take it a little bit further with the 3D that we can do with these clouds and talk more about the masking. But I really like how this video is, and I think it even has B and A potential. Reason I'm going to keep it as a C is just because there isn't really any story behind it. There isn't really anything that could bolster it above a lot of the other things we mentioned. Another easy one I think we can rank is NBA Youngboy Slime Belief, number 14 right here, 22 million views. We're going to bump this down. I'm going to say it could even be an F, maybe even an E. I think it's a little more fair to put it at an E. Let's go ahead and check that video out. So NBA Youngboy, usually super low budget on his music videos, and obviously not a lot going on here. You can tell it's just kind of run and gun type of stuff. I do like how they paid a person to add in these little graphic images here, which I think that's the one thing that bumps it from an F up to an E. But like I said, not much going on. There's no story. It's pretty much just following him around. Okay, so now let's get into some of the Lyrical Lemonade videos. Let's start with Mixed Personalities. So just from the list, you can see how dominant Lyrical Lemonade has been in 2019 so far. So shout out to them. Shout out to Cool Bennett. Like I said, my original list was 30 and I had to cut that down a lot. So some of the videos that were on this list originally, Lil Sky's Eye, Faucet Failure, some of the other Tatiana remixes had a lot of views. So there definitely were more in this range. I just kind of narrowed it down to this by picking off some random ones. Mixed Personalities, I'm going to go ahead and put that at an A. And the reason why I think this deserves an A, I think it's one of the better Cole Bennett videos that has been put out. Like I said, cinematography was really cool. So to give it a super quick breakdown, so you have a minimalistic background, simple design, but when you add everything together with the 3D and how it all played out with the clones of everyone, it works well with the song. It works works well with the song, works well with the story behind it. Always top-notch quality with the Lyrical Lemonade videos. I like how this is kind of interactive with Kanye's part. Not only that, but they did throw in some interesting shots with this overhead shot with Kanye on the plexiglass. I thought that was a cool idea and cool performance scene. So definitely would put this at A quality. So on the flip side of that, I'm going to take number 6, which is Blueface Bleed It, and I'm going to put that probably at around a C. More a run and gun type of video. It still doesn't deserve to be down D, E, and F because, like I said, quality production's good. There's some cool effects like the data moshing to make it flashy. Another one I think deserves to be C tier is number 5, which is Lil Pump Butterfly Doors. Now, the production is crazy on this one, but again, there's nothing crazy really going on in terms of story, in terms of things that would make you want to watch more than just seeing a bunch of flashy stuff happening. I'm gonna go with number 18, which is Juice WRLD Hear Me Calling. Super awesome music video, lots of cool 3D, really good cinematography, and just a really awesome idea mixed in with the actual song and video. This I'm gonna go ahead and put at a B. I think it's like I said, really cool song. It definitely could go up to A, but I'm just gonna go with my gut feeling here and place this at B. So let's go ahead and pop that open for you guys to check out. So this is another video that after actually reviewing and watching, it really does make me want to bump it up to A. You get this crazy like interactive GTA type look and feel. You get this cool video game selection screen, and then it all just combines together like this. Once you get to this part here around 2 minutes, this is when things just completely go off the wall. So at around 2 minutes, video definitely S tier. First few minutes I would say B tier, C tier. But this part here is just absolutely insane. Tons of 3D work done, tons of time and energy to really bring this to life, and it mixes with the album artwork, it mixes with the messaging behind the entire marketing push of it, which was really cool. So super awesome video. In 2018 he killed it, but like I said, this is 2019 videos, and this is the only one that really has hit that mark so far that's dropped in the past couple of months. Let's hop back into our tier list mode. Now number 15 is A Boogie with the Hoodie. Look back at it. This definitely, I'm gonna give this an E tier. It's not F because it's not absolutely garbage. It's good cinematography. Now the first thing that stands out to me is number 1, Backpack Kid right out the gates. Now that I give it a second chance, I think that they did go for some sort of a story here at the beginning. Admittedly, I don't even think I watched it all the way through the first time. I do give them props for trying to give them a story-like element for it. But once you really get to the meat and potatoes of the video itself, like I said, once you get to the performance, you're kind of just left with B-roll of that just over and over and over. I would say it's between C and a D. It could definitely be a C at the highest. So moving on to our last 3, I'm going to try and speed this up. Number 3, Tatiana Remix. I thought this was a cool video. Like I said, high production. They had some 3D stuff in it. I'm going to go ahead and place this at either C or B. Next up, we have Marshmello and Roddy Ricch Project Dream. Super catchy song, but in terms of the video, if you go and watch it back, it's nothing crazy. I think 90% of it is just him performing like on a rooftop. It does have good cinematography though, so we're going to bump this to a D because not a lot of story. Like I said, location gets really boring. Song is catchy, but we're not rating off the song, we're rating off the video. And the last one, we have J. Cole, Middle Child. Now, the thing I like about this, obviously J. Cole's a legend, but we have to base it off the video. I thought the video was pretty cool. It had good cinematography. It was interesting visually, but it wasn't anything that's fully story driven. It wasn't like an A, S tier. I would probably give it a B tier, to be honest. So here is the full breakdown of my tier list. Just a little overview. We got Lil Dicky, Earth, and we have Oliver Tree, Hurt. 2 really amazing videos. Like I said, Oliver Tree, great video, but you could have an argument to bring that into A and maybe bump one of these A's up to S tier. The A's I'm pretty solid with. We have 21 Savage a lot. We have the Baby Suge, and we have Mixed Personalities, YNW, Melly, and Kanye. B tier, we have Please Me, Cardi B, and Bruno Mars. We also have Kids Turned Out Fine, A$AP Rocky, Racks on Racks, Lil Pump, Hear Me Calling, Juice WRLD, and then Middle Child, J. Cole. I think that this is a pretty decent list. Like I said, you guys may have other opinions. I also think it's really interesting to see just the statistics of how things worked out in terms of how many views are on the actual video compared to where I ranked it in the tier list. We're not switching the channel up. We're still going to be going how we usually are with the normal content you guys are used to, but it's cool to sit back, relax, make a video like this once in a while. It's also fun for me to record something like this and talk about something that I'm passionate about, like music videos, like the music industry, and the production behind it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Like I said, check out the description. All relevant stuff will be there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.